Yeah, yeah. We like it with the Porsche in the background. All right, guys, welcome back to our channel. This is We Are Growth Hack. I'm David, founder of We Are Growth Hack, and today I have a very special friend with me. Here we have Jon from ZonGuru. Hey, welcome to our channel.
What's up? Good to be here. Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles, and it's pandemic over here, so I work out of the garage. This is me in the garage, and it's a little bit of separation from the house, so I like it over here.
That's great. So, how is it going in Los Angeles right now?
It's cool, man. It's if things are shut down in a way, but things are starting to open up, and you know, went to the beach on the weekend, and it's Los Angeles. It's winter here, but it's not really. You can go to the beach, so it's all good. Yeah,
Ah,
all
that's
really good.
great. So it's not
Yeah,
that bad, right?
exactly.
Oh, that's cool, cool. Yeah, I'm personally in Phuket, in Thailand. We can't complain here. Thailand is starting to open up to tourists. Incoming tourists have to do a quarantine for 14 days, but other than that, it's really good. Uh, well, actually, so my listeners, they already know Zone Guru because I'm always, explaining and giving some links to Zone Guru and saying how good it is. I have personally showed how to use Keyword Zoom Fire and other features of Zone Guru when it comes to our ranking strategy in combination with Pixify, and we are having really good results. We're still using it.
Mm.
But tell us a little bit more about who you are. How did the Zone Guru project start?
Yeah, first off, thanks for obviously showcasing ZonGuru. I think we started back in 2015. That was when I was selling on Amazon. It's that kind of that typical story. I was selling on Amazon. My business partner was selling on Amazon, and my CTO Stefan was also selling on Amazon. Although I hadn't met him yet. And this was 2015. We were looking at tools. We started ZonGuru. We kind of saw the growth and where Amazon was going, and the services side was going to grow, and we thought we could bring some value there. So, I started ZonGuru back then, and it's come a long way, over the last 3 years. We Stefan, who's an actual seven-figure seller himself, he joined ZonGuru a couple of years ago, and so I think, we have a whole suite of tools. We have 16, as your audience probably knows. But really, we kind of look at focusing on product research, how we can help you there to find and most importantly validate products. And then it's that launch phase of listing optimization. How can I launch with the best listing and keywords and set myself up for PPC as well. And then we move into kind of business management from a flywheel perspective. So how do I get alerts in the right way for myself and my competitors? How do I look at my profitability? How do I get reviews? All of those kind of tools kind of stack together. So that's ZonGuru in a whole. I think one of the things that we do uniquely to a degree, and I think it's the way you can see from our data, and you use it a lot, which is I've always incentivized people on our team to be sellers, and we have out of the team we have about 20 people on the team now, 25, and we've probably got about 8 or 9 that are actually sellers themselves. So whether they're on the product side or engineering or project management or even customer success, they understand the problems that we as sellers need to solve, and through everything that we do in terms of the value we provide, we kind of solve those pain points. So you'll see it in the way our data is put together. It's coming from people who actually know the space, which I think is really cool, and we're getting a lot of success in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So where is your team currently located? Because this is something interesting. You guys are expanding into different markets, and this is pretty much also what we're going to talk about today. Some of the new features, some of the new
Mm,
marketplaces.
mm,
So how would you
yeah.
describe the current situation?
Yeah, we have a global team. I'm based in Los Angeles as the co-founder and CEO. We have a small team here, of more on the marketing side is kind of the Los Angeles side. So marketing, content marketing, design, websites, that kind of side of it. And then we have our large team is over in Bulgaria, in Eastern Europe, Sofia. That's where our CTO is based, Stefan. And we have essentially most of our engineering team is based out there. I think one of the things with software, just from an inside perspective, is it's all great having a vision of what you want to do, but unless your software can really deliver on it, it's a very hard business to create. And I'm extremely grateful and lucky that we have such an amazing team. We can focus on building new products rather than trying to fix things that are breaking or whatever. So we have a really, really strong software team, and then we have a big team in Australia, customer success heads up there, and a few actually over in India that help who are sellers and are part of the team. And then we do have a business in China. We're there's a lot obviously happening there. 60% of Amazon sellers are based over there. But I think it's important for us that as we connect with private label sellers, whether they're manufacturers or sellers, that they are trying to create a business in a sustainable way of growing a business in the right way, because I think that's who we look for in our customers. It's not it's trying to just grow a business sustainably over time, and there's definitely a big market for that in China, and we're bringing some value there. But most of our focus is really sellers globally that are selling on .com, which was our initial start. But the exciting news and kind of what I want to talk about today is that we've integrated now. We're the first tool suite to be fully integrated. So all of our tools across product research, listing optimization, reviews, everything, for the North American marketplace on Amazon, and then the European marketplace, so UK and EU. So all of those marketplaces are fully integrated, and now we have Australia as well. So we're the first to do that. And really, it's we'll dive into this a lot more, but that's the great thing now, is that when you come to ZonGuru, you can look at product ideas, but you can look at different marketplaces, and especially if you sell, you can access local keywords and a way of really scaling your business.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I guess for the kind of sellers that we personally work with, this is great, because I remember I told you, hey guys, when are you going to launch, Keywords on Fire, listing optimization in Germany, for example, in Italy, in France, I mean, the UK was easy already. You could use the keywords from the US, but German is not that immediate. So that's great. Do you maybe want to show us around the tool? You want to share your screen, or you want to just introduce?
No. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
I'd love to share that. And I think to your point, like, it's taken a lot of work connecting with Amazon to be able to integrate with these marketplaces, because they're all separate from an Amazon perspective. They're all separate. They have their own data, their own keywords, their own customers. So in order to access that data, we have to do it in the right way so that we can we can bring you guys that, and obviously we're there now. So let me share my screen. I want to share one kind of specific thing, which I think will show you something really interesting. So let me share. I have it in this PowerPoint here that I was putting together. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
All right, I'm just going to play this 1 minute, play it, sure. and then we'll jump into the tool. But I was tackling this idea, which is like, is my awesome product idea. I have this amazing product, and I've got an amazing supplier, and I'm looking at the US, but like the idea or the marketplace is too big now for the idea. As private label sellers, I might want to bring a product onto the US market, but I look at it as too competitive. The budget is too high. There's too much competition. So this idea of like, even if I have that idea, could I potentially look at other marketplaces? And that's something that's pretty exciting that we've been able to solve. And the reason for that is because of the pandemic and because of 2020, we've been seeing such a shift to e-commerce. By necessity, all businesses have to be on e-commerce, Amazon. All customers are shopping there. So what you're really seeing now is some of those smaller, more brick and mortar retail focused markets are now just exploding. So Amazon Italy, Amazon France, Amazon Spain, they are truly viable marketplaces. And if you see these numbers here, this is .com, right? This is visits in November 2020, like 3 billion visits, right? And then you got Japan, Germany, like it's massive, .UK, India, Italy, France. you know, all of these, they look so much smaller, but they're actually still substantial marketplaces with a lot of traffic. And it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, this is Amazon Australia, and this is actually the fastest growing Amazon marketplace at the moment. So, you know, they've grown from 10 to 40 million visits very, very quickly. But when I started to look at the data across marketplaces, it's super interesting. Like, so this, for example, is the best selling ergonomic chair on the USA market, right? And, you know, the niche score, and I know your audience knows the niche score, but the niche score, we kind of rated on 4 different factors, right? Your buy demand, how much buy demand, how much competition opportunity, what's the kind of investment sweet spot, the capital that you need, and the revenue potential that you can make on that product. And you can see on the ergonomic chair, it's like the orange line for buy demand is, you know, all the way to the right. Revenue potential is all the way to the right, but the launch budget and the competition is down to the left. So when you look at this product is making $913,000 a month. You know, based on our figures, the average for the page one is $346,000 a month, and you need a launch budget of about $150,000 just to get into the marketplace, buy enough stock to do it at the sales velocity of page one. So it's a massive. You know, you have to be a big seller to try and get in there, right? Then you kind of jump over and look at the UK. This is the best-selling ergonomic chair in the UK. You know, but now look at the niche score, 65%. Everything's starting to go to the right, which is good. This product does 170,000 on the UK. You probably need about 37,000 launch budget to get in, right? And then if I go and look, this is just, I picked it for argument's sake. This is Australia. This is the best-selling chair in Australia. This product, at 78% of the niche score, this product does 80,000 a month, and you need like 27,000 to get in. So what's interesting, this is a general product, but an ergonomic chair, if you, probably about 2016, we were looking at that, and that looked like a really good product for the US market, and you could get in. But now I would never sell an ergonomic chair. It's just, I need too much money to even compete. So you can now probably get in on an Australian marketplace or a France or a Spain marketplace. It's less competition. You need less budgets. You can get in, and that's going to grow over the next few years. So this is what's really interesting about when you start to look at data across marketplaces.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something from our listeners' point of view. Can you just tell us what is included into the launch budget? How do you guys end up with this number?
Yeah, good question. So what we look at is the cost of goods for that product. And we calculate that, you know, essentially, I think it's probably 30% of what the sales price is, you know, just the roundabout. But we say, okay, the cost of goods for the product is X. And then we figure out what the sales velocity is for page one, right? So, for example, this does 131 monthly sales, right? So you can do 131 monthly sales. So that's how many you need to do a day, or, you know, a day, you need X amount of sales a day. And then we figure out how much stock you need to stay in stock for 2 months at the monthly volume of sales for page one. So we kind of say, okay, the cost of goods is X. This is how many sales you're going to do a day. You need stock for 2 months. So that's kind of how we figured out the launch budget. And typically we like to, for SMB, for private level sellers like us, we kind of like to be in that $15,000 range as a launch budget. So anything above or below will kind of push the score. But you can, you know, if you're a bigger seller, you can probably aim at higher budgets. Like maybe this is interesting to you, 27,000. You know, that might be good. Otherwise, you can look at other products. I mean, some of the smaller ones, I was just looking at Australia. This is some smaller ones. You know, here, you know, this is a coffee temper. This is on the US market. This is a 7-figure a year product. You know, but this is much smaller now. It's going to grow over the next few years. So there's definitely other smaller products that you can look at depending on what's interesting to you.
That's great. So just to make sure, the launch budget doesn't include any PPC, right?
No, it does not.
From your side.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
okay. So just to keep it in mind, guys, it doesn't include any PPC, but definitely when it comes to niche finder and the niche score, it's definitely great. Yeah. I mean, we personally use it sometimes, even not for doing real product research, to at least start from somewhere. Because we personally say, okay, don't focus too much on the data that you find on a tool that might be ZonGuru or any other tool, but you need to start somewhere. And definitely ZonGuru and, the niche finder is probably one of the best ways to start your research. So definitely check it out. It's really something very, very valuable. I only want to give value here to everyone. So my honest opinion is this: start with a tool, see what is in there, get your ideas, and then see if you can actually improve that kind of product if you really want to do something great. But you can definitely jump on a niche and then just start from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really excellent point. And I always say this to anybody. Data is first of all, it's a guideline, right? But second of all, it's only 50% of the solution, right? You have to get data to help you make decisions and to kind of guide your decisions. But even I always talk about the niche score, and I say, hey, we give you 4 data points, demand, launch budget, etc. But the fifth one there, which is the most important one, and it's 50% of the equation, is differentiation. And that data is not going to tell you necessarily how you can differentiate your product. You have to have a softer skill, like a smart business type of skill to look and say, hey, the data is telling me this, but how can I differentiate it? And that's such a critical part. So data is always 50% of the equation. You need a lot more around that to really guide your final decision. Sure.
Yeah. And I want to jump in when you're talking about Europe. This is exactly what is happening right now, because so I am personally from Italy, so I'm European 100%. And what we have done at the end of the last year with my new business partner in the Italian side, in the European side, is we actively launched a spin-off of my agency in the .it in the Italian marketplace, and we are actively approaching to potential clients. And it is impressive the way that they are responding right now this year. So we're getting a lot of responses between the end of the past year and this year by huge brands that I was personally watching the TV commercials for those guys. And most of them are vendors, of course, because there is still not the seller mindset in Italy right now. But I do believe that a lot of sellers will come. And we're getting kind of interviews that I would get 5 years ago for the .com marketplace. Like, what is Amazon? Why should a seller start selling on Amazon? So definitely look into Italy, France, Spain. It is the right moment right now to approach this kind of marketplace.
Yeah, and what's exciting there, and kind of what you're saying there is, some of the larger brands are getting onto Amazon. And what does that mean? When the larger brands on Amazon, it also means that there's more customers who can find what they want, right? So the opportunity to have that niche private label product in between those becomes bigger and bigger. So we're just seeing it literally with the marketplaces now. Like, what we thought was a good idea 5 years ago is just massive now in the US, but it's a really good idea on all of these other markets. So get in there and start selling. It's crazy. And it's so cool because it's almost like we have hindsight vision now, because we know what happened on Amazon.com.
Exactly.
Now we can kind of watch the other marketplace and be like, oh, we know exactly what's going to happen in 2 years with that product. So get in and start selling. It's super cool. Yeah. Okay. So this is ZonGuru. These are all the tools that are down the left-hand side: product research, listing optimization, business metrics, etc. This is just when you open it up, it loads on this page, but it's kind of cool. Like, it's a little bit gamified. You earn badges as you use the tools, and they kind of pop up and let you know, which is cool. And this can guide you through our tools. I think the one, let's just go into keywords on fire. Let's start in niche finder, I guess. Let's go there first.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is I just went here, like listing optimizer. I went down to product research and I hit niche finder, right? That's the first tool. Now we have a bunch of different, tools you can use for product research, but this tool is where I start. And to your point of saying, I just need data to give me some ideas, this is like the best tool to really start to give you some ideas. And it's a tool that you can go and you can select certain requirements, just hit search, and it's going to start returning relevant private label products for that specific market. So, here I just went ahead and selected .co.uk, so UK, and then I went here and I selected, you can select any category, all of them. I just went home and kitchen, sports and outdoors. And then you have a whole bunch of filters here that you can adjust. So again, based on that buyer demand, how much buyer demand do I want? How much competition opportunity, investment sweet spots, revenue potential, and then you can set like, stuff on the right, like, hey, I want everything of an average minimum revenue of 5,000, average price of 20 and above, etc. So you can adjust it how you want. There's actually settings all over here. We have three main ones: easy starter, business builder, and big hitter, which will give you different products depending on how big of a shot you want to have it at Amazon. This is where you kind of start, and then you can go and save any other ones you want. So as you adjust it, you can, if I just go and hit, like, for example, big hitter, you'll see it'll just adjust these filters, right? So adjust the filters. You can enter, include, or exclude keywords, and then just hit search, and it's just going to return a whole bunch of different product ideas that you can scroll through, and you'll see really relevant ideas pop up pretty quickly, right? So this is exactly what people in that marketplace are searching for on Amazon this month. So if I'm in the month of March, the data is updated every day, but there's some key data that's updated once a month from Amazon. So you really are getting like, hey, what is the products that customers are really searching for this month? We have, there's historical ones that come in there as well, but mostly it's updated, so it's really fresh, right? So you can roll over any of these and you can kind of see the detail. Like, so you see, okay, this is a niche score of 66%. And if I roll over, it can tell me the average price, the average revenue, launch budgets, dollars from keywords, PPC bid. There's a whole bunch of stuff that comes into this, but it's just a quick view, so you can roll over before you click in. So it's, you get a high level view, you can click over, and then you can jump into any of these. So for example, let's look at, what's a good one here? Let's see, I think I saw one. So again, the data is going to say, hey, the niche score is massive. It's 82%. Buyer demand is great. Competition opportunity, investment sweet spot, revenue potential. So this is all great, but you have to use your kind of your private label mind when you look at this. And for me, I would never sell a frying pan like that. You could maybe sold on Amazon in 2004. It's just not an option right now. It's so you're going to see things like this, but you'd skip over something like this. What I would look at probably like something like this, maybe drawing easel, right? This is interesting. 67% drawing easel. Buyer demand is 57. You've got these numbers. It's kind of a good sweet spot. Average revenue is £7,000. Launch budget around 7,000. Great price point, $40. And if you look at this, there's definitely ways, if you're appealing to an artist, that you could potentially differentiate this product and really stand out. I mean, just look at these images. I think you could do better just even on the images, right? So this could be an interesting product idea that I could then go, hey, you know what? Like, let me open this up in the Chrome extension, or let me save it, or let me go look and, so you can kind of like move through them in this way. Let me look down, see if there's something else here. So beanbag chair for kids, there's boxing gloves and pads, stick-on tiles, boxing sets, cable machine, toaster, mulberry silk. I wonder what that is. Mini blend. So you can just go down and find the ideas. Now, this is obviously a wider search, right? You can put in certain keywords if you're interested in a category that might be better. Workout bench foldable. I don't know, let's look at that. Yeah, maybe I probably wouldn't be able to differentiate that, or that's probably a well-known thing. So you can kind of come down. Let's see what else is here. Peacock. Hollywood dressing table, right? Interesting. Let's see what that is. Okay, so this might be
electric hot pot. That looked good. You got an electric hot pot somewhere there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So again, you just keep going down. This could be something that would work well. Electric grill, ottoman bench, toasty maker. Maybe that's interesting, right? So again, this is all in like the the kind of home goods, but you could probably do maybe a different shape, sandwich or something like that. I think there's a lot of ways you can do, and you can just keep loading. I mean, there's so many. And you can just the great thing about this tool, and it depends, what market you're in, is that the amounts of relevant private label product ideas you'll get from here is just like literally on one search, you'll have like 10 different ideas. So it's really, really powerful in that sense. Do
you want to show us maybe Keywords on Fire? Is definitely one of my favorite tools for ZonGuru.
Yeah, let's go. Let me see. What have I got here? I'm going to load this. So if I go to keywords on fire, let's go down here. So it's under listing optimization, keywords on fire. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I know you probably use it in the way, is you can actually, there's kind of a cool way you can use it for product research as well, which a lot of like expert sellers use, which is doing a keywords on fire search, but actually just put in like more of a generic product category, like bicycle, right? So if I put in bicycle for Australia and I do a keywords on fire search, it'll open up and you'll just have, you know, hundreds of product ideas within the bicycle, you know, realm.
Yeah, that's
so
interesting.
If there's kind of a category that you like, you know, put that in. Like if I'm doing like gardening tools, you know, I'll just see a whole bunch of different gardening tools or something like that. So it's a really cool way to do product research, and you'll find some interesting ideas. Now, the cool thing about this tool, just quickly before I open one up, is what this does is when you put in any product phrase, so you can put in a product phrase here, like you know, bicycle, I don't know, just bicycle for right now.
Oh, that's
right?
Amazing. Yeah, because I used to do it. I used to run it only by ASIN search. That's really good.
Yeah. No, this is way stronger. So if I put in like the keyword phrase that I'm interested in, like let's say I'm selling a bicycle pump, right? I can go search, right? And now I'm in this is the United States. It's fine. I can select, this is the top 25 organic rankings for bicycle pump, right? And so I can go and select, what I typically do is I select the ones with the highest ratings because they're the most seasoned listings that are going to give me the because it's doing a reverse lookup right now. So it's going to give me the most keywords for the most seasoned listings. So I'll go and I'll kind of select like, you know, any of these that are, I've got up to 25 listings that I can put into this. So let's just, you know, the best thing to do is just select all, and then I can just deselect a few. So I'll just go here. I'll just select all, and then I might just take out a few of them that have like really low ratings, right? So for example, like that, right? You know, I can just take out a few. And then if I want to do, I can add these. So these are adding all of these, and it's doing a reverse lookup on these, right? So add products. But now I could also go back and add another phrase. So if I've got a main buy keyword where I've actually got more than bicycle pump, I've got like, you know, cycling pump, right? That's going to give me a different set, right?
Sure.
And I can do a search on that, and then I can actually add, you know, so it's up to 25. So I can maybe just select a few more. I can select more. It'll dedupe if I have the same listings, and I can go add products. So now I have, you know, the best 25 listings across my main buy keywords that I'm about to run a search on. And what this tool does is it does a reverse lookup against all the best keywords for those 25 listings. Plus it does through some APIs that we have, actual customer searches that are happening, like keyword generator, actual customer searches for that phrase. It takes those words from Amazon and then it dedupes it against those listings. So you're getting like the best of a reverse lookup and a keyword generator all in one tool. So it's pretty powerful from that perspective.
That's amazing. And let's remind that we are actually doing this right now for Australia and the UK. So Keywords on Fire, as the other tools, are definitely implemented and available for the new marketplaces. This is great. I know we've already been doing that for the German marketplace, for Italian marketplace. So it's great. I wasn't really aware that's something that I was lucky in, that you can actually search by phrase and do it more than once, so you actually save the time from going on Amazon and finding the top by yourself. This is great.
Yeah, I never actually, unless I'm doing like a very specific search where I just want to do it on like my top 2 competitors, I'll just put like 2 or 3 or 5 ASINs in there and then do the search. But otherwise I just use this all the time. And then you can see, like I did Air Mattress, I did it for Australia, Germany, and for the US, right? And you can see here, at a high level, it'll just tell you what's the potential size of the market. You can see here, 665,000 for Australia, 2 million for Germany, and then 14 million for the US. But what's that showing you is like there's some real potential here in Germany, even in even in Australia. It's a smaller market, but you can get in there, right? So if I just click on Germany, let's just do it for fun. Now look at the keywords here. I don't speak German, so it's not gonna But you can see, like, these are all German keywords
Yeah.
that are being searched on Amazon right now under this product, right? So it's kind of interesting how you can have a look at it. So let's just go and look at this for 1 second, because I just want to show you guys how it works from a listing optimization perspective. But if I go here, let's just go on this, like, UK waterproof blanket, right? Just because someone ran a search here on this demo account. So what's interesting is it's pulled in. So there's, we pulled in 25 competitors. The total revenue is 16 million, pounds. But we have all of the keywords, like, all the way down the left, okay? And over here, we have a ZonGuru score, which you'll learn to trust. We will tell you the actual dollars that keyword earns in the top 25 positions. So it's interesting because it tells you, okay, this is how strong this keyword is out of all the keywords, how much search volume, how many of the competitors of those top 25 are on page 1. And then it will tell you, this is a kind of how many sales you need to make on a daily basis over a 2-week period to get to page 1, right? So that's ZG launch. Then we give you ratings, price, the top clicks. So these are like the top 3 listings and how much share do they have on page 1, right? So you can see here, the top 3 clicks over here is they get 7,000 pounds, and they get 32% of the top clicks and conversions. So there's still room on there. If they've got like 80%, you know that they're like really dominate. And then as you scroll to the right, what's pretty cool is we give you all of those top 25 competitors and where they rank for that keyword. So all the red means it's very competitive, but all the kind of the green and the dash, this is over 200 in terms of their position, right? So you can see down here, some of these keywords are ones that are much less competitive. And so when this is kind of getting to listing optimization, but when I'm looking at keywords for my listing and I'm looking to target certain keywords, I might look at like waterproof dog blanket, which is doing, 16,000 pounds. And I might look at waterproof picnic blankets. Okay, they cited that's a bad example. Maybe like picnic blankets and waterproof picnic blankets, right? They're pretty close. They kind of have the same 7 and 6 competitors. But when I look over on this side, these are pretty close. But you might actually see one here that has much less ranking in those top positions, and there might be a much less competitive keyword that I can dominate over my competitors. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a lot of data, right? And there's a lot of ways you can filter this data as well. You can I kind of bounced out of it. Sorry about that. You can filter the data. You can look at different views, and you can save those views. So typically when I use this, if I'm optimizing my listing, I'd save kind of like my main keywords, the short tail keywords that I want to put into my listing. And then I'd save out some of those longer tail, less competitive keywords in 2 different views, so that I know that if I can put those into my listing and into my PPC, I can really dominate some of those real big opportunities that I'm not seeing on this page. So there's a whole bunch you can do here. If you're just kind of like starting, and the best thing to do is just trust the ZG score. It takes into account like revenue, competition. There's a whole bunch in there. I'd just take like, hey, give me all the keywords over position 60 or ZG score of 60, and I'll put those into my listing. So you can be very simple with this, or you can be very detailed depending on how you use it. So really powerful. You can obviously export it, and then the power comes in when you go into. Is there any other questions you want to cover on this before I jump over to Listing Optimizer?
No, I think this is super cool.
Cool. Okay, so again, like, there's a bunch of ways you can save this data. If we go to Listing Optimizer, this is Listing Optimizer right here, right? So I just went here and I clicked on Listing Optimizer. What's really cool about this tool, and no other tool does this, is you can pull in on the right hand side here, you can pull in up to 8 of your different competitors, right? So I pulled in, let's say I'm selling this one, the Dexon, that's me. And these are my top 2 competitors, Alessandro and this Chinese brand, whatever, right? So I pulled in all of these. What I can then do is go here and actually add in my keywords, right? So I go here and I say import from keywords on fire. And, I'm just going to pull in that listing, right? So let's just pull it in. So I can go here. I can pull in all the keywords, the saved views that I had, whatever ones I want. And I can just go, hey, give me that UK, and let me I'll just load the strong and medium. That's fine for right now. Okay. So we've loaded in the keywords, and what you can see on the right here is immediately it's given us an optimization score, right? So mine is actually the lowest, 9,000. My two competitors are higher, 14,000 and 11,000. Now this is not, you don't really have to worry too much about the number. Just understand that they're better than you with the keywords that you targeted. So your goal right now is up to 8 of your competitors is to look at the keywords, see what they're optimizing for, and take the keywords and beat their score. So you can be guaranteed that you're going to have the best optimized listing on page one, right? So pretty cool. So if I'm on my listing, right, over here, text one, you know, it pulls in the whole listing, right? So bullets, everything. And what's also cool, which not many, I don't think any other tool does, is we pull in the backend search terms as well. So you can see across any listing what's in the backend keywords. So yours, your competitors, anything, you'll see that in there, right? It'll tell you over here if it's you know, broad or exact match and what's in this listing, right? And if I go to my competitors, I can see, okay, he's gone for waterproof dog bread as one of his, but he's missing out on a lot of these other ones, right? So what you can do is I can actually see like this word that's in dog. That means deduped. I haven't got that word in my listing, right? And if it is a dog product, I'm just going to put dog in here, right? And you're going to see, because it's in the title, it's going to push your score up immediately, right? And then I can go, you know, I can go down here, throw. Like throw is an interesting one. Like I can put throw in, right? Now, obviously, you'd have to do this as a proper listing exercise and make sure it makes sense. But it's showing you all the keywords that you need to put in order to get your optimization score up, right? Deduped. What is the best one? And it keeps calculating. So your exercise here is to run through, pick the ones that you want to include as your broad and exact match, and what's not in your listing, and start to move them into your listing, and you're going to see your score go up. And then in the last step here, once you've kind of gone through and done the whole listing, is you can just select all, and you can go here and you can go add to backend search terms. And it's going to take all the deduped keywords that you need and add them immediately to the backend search terms. And now look at the score. I've got 18,000 and these are 14 and 11. So I've already betted just in a couple of minutes. I've got the best listing on page one out of all these competitors, right? Now, obviously, you need to go through it carefully. You need to make sure you know what's in your listing. What are you exact match, not exact match. But if essentially you can really be better than any other listing on page one. And this, together with your PPC from the keywords on fire, your listing will go up 40% guaranteed. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, this is amazing. The first time I started using this listing optimizer, I was like, wow, why I didn't come up with this idea before? Because this is exactly what you need. You know, you have the top keywords and then, okay, is this keyword present in your listing right now or not? I remember somehow you had like a score for each keyword, whether it's on the title or on the bullet points or in both
right
of
here.
them. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So this will tell you if it's a check mark, it's included in the listing. If it's a open star, it means it's broad match in the title. And if it's a full star, there's not one on this. Oh, here we go. The full star, it means exact match in the title. Okay. And then, you know, anywhere else in the listing, it'll just show you, you know. So, and obviously your competitors, that's also what's cool, right? Is I can go here and be like, should I target waterproof throw? You can see he goes for that. But actually, when I had this, throw wasn't in there. I actually added this, remember? So that is a keyword that I should be targeting that you know, it's pulled my score down because I took it out. But like, so you can look across all of these and be like, where is this guy aiming for? You know, what is he exact match? That's obviously the one he's really going for, waterproof dog blankets, right? He's exact matching with blanket waterproof. So you can kind of see what your competitors are doing and then beat them, you know, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. This is amazing. Yeah, and once again, this is available for every marketplace, Europe, Australia.com. Yes. So
Canada, you know,
Canada.
All North America. Yeah.
Great.
And
You
know, again, so I think we've just covered like niche finder and keywords on fire, listing optimizer. Those two in itself are probably, you know, two that we're most known for and make a big difference. But we have some really cool tools like under business metrics, like, and monitoring alerts, like Product Pulse, that is like to manage your business and to get like intelligence as to what's happening with your business or your competitors, which is important. You get that all from Product Pulse. So it's pretty cool to go in and check it out. And Yeah, we're pretty excited, and we just launched in Australia, and they just went nuts for this. So, Europe is we're starting to kind of roll it out. Well, starting to tell people about it in Europe, and it's Keywords on Fire is going to be a game changer there because you're getting keywords in your local markets, and then you're seeing
Exactly.
how well competitors are actually ranking for that. And I bet you're going to see so many gaps where people have like these strange keywords and they don't have the right ones in the right language.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because people are tired of using Google Trends, Google AdWords keywords here. And I want to stress the fact that for each one of those tools, you can have different kind of uses. Like we personally use for ranking purposes, for PPC, and to find new product niches. This is amazing. Just the Keywords on Fire tool. So Jon, this was really great. We would love you to wrap up and to tell us how can people get in touch with you and what are the future plans of yourself and of ZonGuru.
Yeah. So if you want to get in touch with us, zonguru.com is fine, or any of our social handles. Like if you're kind of starting out, follow us on Instagram, because we've kind of curated our feed to just be a feed of product ideas and like inspiration and ways that you can differentiate your products. It's just idea after idea. So definitely check that out. If you go to zonguru.com, you'll see a few free things you can download. Definitely check out the blog, because again, we're trying to educate and bring value through some of the articles in the blog. So we go pretty deep on a whole bunch of fronts there. So check that out. And yeah, I think from a ZonGuru perspective, our focus right now is obviously to let people know about this integration across the markets, and we're the first, and we're really excited by it. I think we the US is a massive market, and you have to be much more super niche when you're picking ideas, but there's massive opportunity in the other markets. So we're going to be focusing quite a lot on that. We have a lot more tools coming out. We're refreshing our Chrome extension. Thank goodness. We kind of, it's amazing, but there's some things that need tweaking there to make it faster. The data is amazing, but we want to update that. So that's coming. A whole bunch more. We're kind of like, it's 3 months into the year. We're pushing the pedal now. So stuff is coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So as a reminder, guys, we are affiliated with ZonGuru. We will have a bunch of links down in the description, so you can, for example, get the first month trial for $1, or a Keyword on Fire session with a huge discount, and any kind of discount. There is a whole package. I will put all the links down below. And also remember, guys, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, because we're bringing a lot of value here. So we appreciate your feedback. We help you, you help us. Jon, this was really great. Thanks, and I'm really glad to see you again, and hope to catch up with you again very soon.
Yeah, as soon as we have something new, I'll be on there and showing it to your audience. And again, if you ever want me on, just shout. I'm happy to do it. We want to help sellers. That's what we're here for.
Definitely, that's great. All right, cheers. I'll see you soon.
Bye.